every week, all day, long days. But like to me, it didn't feel long, you know, like the hours went so fast. I was really enjoying it. I loved the game. I was just learning all the time, getting better. And so it wasn't like, to me, it wasn't a job. I was just doing what I loved doing. So, but yeah, once I discovered Pocket Fives and saw the rankings, obviously you start at the bottom in the thousands, and I was like always wanted to get into the top 100, so I could start talking. Like my thing was like I wanted to talk strategy with the other sort of top players, but I didn't want to message them before they were while they were ranked higher than me, because I thought they wouldn't accept talking to me, kind of thing. So I was like, okay, once I'm in the top 100, I can chat to this guy and message him. And so I kept like moving up, and it gave me incentives to keep moving up. And then obviously, you know, like making number one, we always thought, oh, wow, maybe, you know, you dreamed of it, but you didn't think it was possible. But then, you know, suddenly you start making top 20, you think, wow, I could maybe do this if I run good for a couple of months, win a big one. And yeah, so to finally get there was an amazing feeling. It felt like a real accomplishment, you know. And like at the end of the day, like the rankings, a lot of it was playing. You had to play a lot to get up there because of the volume thing. But normally, if you were, you know, it was like to get number one, you had to be doing well as well. So it was definitely a sign that I sort of was being successful as well.
Yeah, I think one of the first videos we'd done, and we've obviously, because we've been in lockdown, we've been rerunning some of the videos on Grosvenor and the GUKPT. You were sat talking with Adam Clark from Blackpool, Clarkatroid.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, good guy.
Yeah, I think you said in the interview you just dropped away from number one, but you were going to get it back. So it was a fantastic interview. There were no chin hair.
Yeah, no.
We'll try and dig it out for you and send a link, because it was a fantastic video. You and Clark were just bouncing off each other, because obviously you knew a lot about him playing so much volume online.
Yeah, I think that was the first time I met him as well. So I sort of played him online. So that's always exciting when you got to meet people in real life after you played a lot against them online and stuff. And you know, it was weird. Like even though you sort of didn't know each other that well, like you kind of, if you felt like you knew each other for years, kind of thing. Like I met a few of, even at my wedding, like a couple of guys who are like in my groomsmen party. I met them through, you know, I met them 10 plus years ago through poker, and we've stayed close friends ever since.
Yeah. Now we can't not have an interview with Chris Moorman and talking about the father in the GUKPT circuit.
Yeah, he'll be like, why are you
in Manchester? This is one of the greatest little stories of a GUKPT title. I do believe it was a birthday present. Is that correct?
Yeah, belated birthday present, because I was at the time I was living in Australia, and my dad's birthday is on Valentine's Day, and so I didn't get back till, I guess I got back from Australia in like March, so it was a month after my dad's birthday, and I was like, oh, what do you want for your birthday? And he was like, oh God, it's gone now, you missed it, blah blah blah, moaning. So I was like, come on, give me an idea. And then I actually came up with an idea. I was like, how about this? I'm gonna, like, he was playing a bit of poker just on online, but low stakes. He'd only really ever played one live tournament before, and that was a £10 rebuy at Southend Casino, so a little bit different. But I was like, how about this? I'm going to go up and play this tournament in Manchester. It's £1,000 to buy in. I'll buy you in, and like we can work out maybe like a backing deal or something. I'll buy you in, and no pressure. We both play the tournament and go up, have like a father and son bonding weekend kind of thing, and just have a good time and have fun with it. And he was a bit reluctant at first because he didn't want to embarrass me, and he'd never really played live, so he was a bit nervous. But in the end, he agreed to go, and that was good for me as well, because I don't drive, so he gave me a lift up there.
Ulterior motive.
Yeah, it was an expensive Uber, but whatever. No. So anyway, we both played the tournament. This was at the stage as well where still dusting hard in live poker, never done anything good. And so I'm thinking, okay, this could be the one for me. And anyway, we get to first break, and he's enjoying meeting everyone. He's meeting all the lads, kind of thing, that he's sort of followed online, because he really enjoyed railing me and stuff like that. So he met Trig, a few of the other boys. And on first break, we were all chatting, you know, how everyone does. Oh, I'm up to this chip stack or whatever. And he's tripled up. I don't even know how. He must have been getting out of line for sure. But I was like, okay, you need to chill out. Like, you've got some chips now. Just play patient. It's a long tournament. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So I was trying to coach him on breaks. And yeah, after day one, we both made it through, and we were both actually top 10 in chips. So that was really kind of exciting. So like, we're up for a few hours at night, sort of chatting like two mates kind of thing, trying to. Adrenaline's pumping, trying to get some sleep before day two. And then day two comes about, and I ended up losing a big hand. I actually get knocked out 5 before the money, so I was a bit gutted because I was thinking, oh, this is my tournament kind of thing. But I regrouped, went to the bar, got a few beers with a few of the guys, and then went to round my dad because he was still in. And you know, at first he just wanted to make the money, made the money, he had a decent stack, and then after that, though, he really wanted to make the final table, and that's where it kind of started going a little bit wrong, because he started changing his game, and he played too tight, and he was blinding out, and he got down short. And I tried to tell him on the break, okay, if you get anything, you're going to be big blind after the break. If you get anything in the big blind, just go with it. You know, you're only down to like 8 big blinds or something like that, I think. Yeah, so it's like anything half decent, king 9, whatever, go with it if it's a late position open. And folded to the legend of UK poker, Surinder Sarnar, on the button, and he was chip leader at the time, so he was playing very aggressive, like raising every hand. No one was really playing back at him, and he's 3.5x it on the button like everyone did back then. And my dad was in the big blind. He pushed all his chips in like Phil Hellmuth style. I was like, okay, I'm on the round, like saying, "Oh, he's got a good one here. That's good, yes." And then Surinder's in the tank because you know he's probably pot committed at this stage, made it 3.5 big blinds. My dad only had like 8 big blinds, but obviously he's not got a good hand by the way he's tanking. So I'm like, okay, we're going to be in good shape here. And he finally calls, and they flip over the cards, and Surinder had like Jack 5 off, and I was like, oh wow, hopefully my dad's got like him dominated, like jacks, queens, like ace jack, something like that. Yeah. And my dad just proudly flipped over his 10-6 offsuit. I was just like, what the fuck? And then before I knew it, they just dealt the flop, and it came 7-8-9. He just flopped the straight. And he was like, "Yeah, I told you, I knew." He's like, and then he doubled up there, and he just like turned into a new person. He just like went back to his old self, just going like playing every hand, and got to the final table, and everyone else was trying to ladder up, play ICM, and my dad was just going for it, putting them in a coffin, and ended up getting heads up, and yeah, the rest is history. Like, it was crazy because I was watching. It was so weird watching on the rail because it was out of my control. I couldn't, it was down to him, and I was so nervous for him. But yeah, for him to get the win was just really a fairy tale. And then it kind of like the reality sunk in, because then he started giving me shit for having a bigger cash for the next year of my life. I had to like focus more on live poker, because I was like, I can't have this for forever. Everyone in me is to tell them that I was a professional poker player, but he had a bigger cash than me. So yeah.
Well, he finished 13th in the Champion of Champions as well, and that's his only 2 Ender mob. Like, that's the only 2 cashes he's got on the Ender mob. The Champion of Champions are winning the GUKPT.
No, he always says, I've probably got one of the highest ROIs in live poker, like, because he didn't really start playing much. He played like one World Series poker event, like a 1500. He got some of the boys to buy a piece of him when he came over to see me in Vegas one year. And I think that's about it, really. So he's played like 3 or 4 live tournaments ever, cashed 2 of them and won 1. I was like, must be nice. And then he always tells me, whenever I go and see him, I go to his house to play online or whatever, and he's playing online as well. And he'll be moaning about all these bad beats he's getting. He's saying, I'm the unluckiest poker player ever. And I'm just like, you do realize how good you ran to win that tournament. Like, the tournament was like 100 times by him, but yeah.
Brilliant. It was a fantastic story, and something we have actually mentioned it quite a few times whenever you do pop up and we're on the live stream, and we do mention yourself, and you've won something big, and we just have to quickly mention that the story of your dad is just, to me, it is one of the nicest and best stories of while we've done the GUKPTs. It really is.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like, even all the highs and lows that I've had in poker, like, it's still like my most memorable moment. It wasn't even involving me directly. Like, it was just surreal. It was such a great day.
You touched on Australia. The Aussie Millions in 2011, 721 entries. Final table, 7th for 173k. Were you a bit disappointed or pretty pleased that you finished 7th out of such a massive field?
Mainly happy because like that was the first time I've ever at that point made a big live final table, so it's such a buzz. And also like I was free rolling anyway because on day one I was chatting with Toby Lewis and he was kind of mugging off my live game, and I asked him to put his money where his mouth is, so he gave me 5-2 I think on making day 2 of the tournament, because that in that tournament it's quite hard to make day 2. It's a long day 1. But I was like, okay, I'm going to do good in this one. He was like, no, you're not. I'm not swapping you or whatever. And I was like, what the, you know? So we had a bet. So I bet I was like, what's your max amount? And he said 5k. So I bet max amount 5k at 5-2 that I make day 2, and made day 2 of a good stack. Actually, it was kind of stupid of me. Like, you know, most people, if they got that much money riding on it, more than the buying of the tournament, would sort of, you know, play tight near the end of the day. But I was telling my whole table that I had this bet. So then I was just pretending I had basically had the nuts every hand and just re-raising them and going crazy. Even on the last hand of the day, John Eames was on my table and he knew about the bet and he raised under the gun. And, you know, we always give John shit for being a tight player. He's raised under the gun. He's the only person who covers me at the table. I've locked it up. There's no need to get involved. And I just see King 4 suited in the calf and I had to free bet him and, you know, start barreling away, but he folded on the turn. So I was like, but I had absolutely nothing as well. So I showed him there and he was just like, you're an idiot. But yeah, so I won the bet and then made a deep run in the tournament. It was really fun. That tournament goes 6 max as well, which is my favorite game with like on the final couple of days. So yeah, it was really cool. There was made the final table actually with James Keys, like well-known UK, yeah, blast from the past. And Patrick Antonius is on the final table as well, and I tried to bluff him. That was my big downfall. Tried to fight. To be fair, he tanked for a couple of minutes with trips, so it couldn't have been that bad a bluff. So I was trying to get him to fold a little bit of a worse hand than that. But yeah, so it was believable. But yeah, that was where it all started going wrong for me. And like, but you know, like still, it was a great score and an amazing experience. And you know, my friends were there watching and stuff, so it gave me the live poker bug and made me want to play more.
You said 2011 was probably the breakout year for yourselves. When you go to the World Series, you've just said that 6 max is probably your best game. 3rd out of 1,378 for 271, and also cashed in the 5k 6 max, finishing 11th. Incredible scores, and then 12 days later, so these 3 events are just going on and on and on. You just missed out on a bracelet, 2nd out of 474 in the 6 max 10k. 3 massive scores, but obviously the bracelet and the runner up. Was that a highlight low at the time?
No, definitely a highlight. Like the bracelet didn't, like, obviously it would have been nice, but it didn't mean as much to me then as it would a couple of years later, kind of thing. Like I was just happy to finally, you know, I've been going every year and sort of losing money and then having to get it back online afterwards. And now like have, you know, like the buzz of the final table, all your friends watching, all the British Rail chanting. It was just, I just wanted to do well and not go out, you know, first on the final table, make it deep. And the first one, you know, the 2.5k 6 max came 3rd, was just that was, I think, like one of the first rails where everyone was doing shoe bombs and drinking, which, you know, like to anyone who doesn't know, is drinking beer.
There.
Yeah, drinking beer out their shoe and going crazy. And I remember actually had like kind of fucked me over on one hand because we were 3 left. And I played this hand where I was in the 9 seat and the guy I was playing was in the 1 seat. I don't know why we didn't all move around. But I couldn't really see him in the hand. So, which didn't really bother me because like live poker, I kind of wanted to hide anyway. Still at this stage, I wasn't looking for reads on my opponents. And I've opened ace-2 blind on blind. And he's called and I was kind of short step. And it came king 5-4, and so I got gut shot and I bet, and he raised. And to me at the time as well, it didn't really make much sense. I felt like he was weak. And I was like, okay, whatever. If he's got king, he's got king. I got an ace or 3 to hit. So I shoved all in, and he tanked for ages. So I'm like, okay, he would have called already if he had a king. So I thought it was going to fold for sure. And like the rails chanting, And then like out of nowhere, there's like a big cheer. So I wasn't even looking. I was just staring at the felt, just doing my thing that I did every time. And I just assumed that he'd folded because they were like cheering that I was chipped the pot. And someone said, show the deuce. And I was like, wow, there's not very often you get the chance to do this. So I just sort of looked across and flipped over the deuce. And then as I'm flipping it over, I realized he still had cards. And then now there was another, I'm like, oh no, now what the hell? Like, what's going on here? And then he tanked for another minute, and then he called me with ace deuce. So then we chopped the hand. But like, obviously, I don't know what was going on in the whole hand, to be honest. But yeah, we ended up chopping that hand, but obviously it could have all been different. But no, overall, I was really happy with the results. Like, tough tournaments as well. The 10K 6 Max was a very tough tournament. I got heads up against the player. I played online a lot at the time, so it wasn't someone that I felt like I had a big edge against. And we played a marathon match, had to come back the next day and finish it off. But yeah, it just didn't work out for me in either of those at the end. But I was still really happy just to be cashing and making runs and final tables. It just felt unreal, you know. It was almost like back to when I first started playing online and started winning. It was back to that feeling, because it had been so long in live poker that I'd been playing and not really doing anything. So to finally start making runs was just an amazing feeling. Was kind of better than if I'd have just come straight into live poker and started winning instantly. It wouldn't have been nearly the same rush.
Well, you obviously 2011, and it is just such a fantastic year for yourself, and it'll always be etched in the memory. But it was the first time that the World Series Poker Europe wasn't in London. It moved to Cannes in France. And second again.
Yeah, I worked on that heads up game. Nah, this was crazy as well, because I kind of felt like I had massive unfinished business in this tournament, because when it was at the Empire Casino in London, one of my first big live poker runs, like, it was a really long tournament as well. We were on, I think it was day 4, and we're still winning the money. But I had a big stack on the bubble, and I was feeling really good, really confident. And even like one of the guys at my table went to the bar just so they could cash. So, you know, there was a weird dynamic where we're just, you know, that blind sitting out. So me and Johnny Loudon had big chips, and we were both taking it in turns. Kind of, there was a mutual agreement almost, but hadn't really clashed yet. But we were both the most aggressive players at the table, building up our stacks. And I was basically, you know, like 99 times out of 100, I'm going to cash in this spot, and let alone, like, I felt like over 50% of the time I'm going to final table, because only 27 people cash. So once you're in the money, you know, you got a real shot at making it, especially because I had over 100 big blinds. And we go on dinner break, like, free off the money. A bunch of my friends came down, just sort of sweat the tournament. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to cash for at least, I think min cash was real decent, like maybe like £30,000. So it was huge. And I was like, okay, I'll just shout everyone a steak dinner. So we go for a nice steak dinner on dinner break, like 10 of us. Buy everyone dinner, no big deal. I'm going to cash for 30K. Come back, I get kings on the big blind. Kings when the guy in the big blind is not even there. And Johnny Loudon raises, and I'm like, wow, this is going to look bullshit from me, especially like with our history. So he's raised, I've re-raised, he's re-raised. I'm just like, you know, so happy. Not even a thought in the world that I could ever be beat. We end up getting in. He just had aces, and my heart sunk. And I actually had him covered by about 20 big blinds. So I still had, you know, hopefully I can cash, and, you know, maybe I can run it back up. But like, obviously I'm a bit demoralized and a bit shook up. And I played this hand where this guy 3x'd it under the gun, this Scandinavian guy, but everyone 3x back then. And I pocket nines, and he'd been in enough hands, and I decided, I'm not going to fold the cash. I'm going to go for it here, and I'll just go all in. But in my head, I was like, okay, I'm just going to re-raise half my stack because it will look stronger than going all in. I don't know. Weird theory back then. And I've misclicked. So I've re-raised him. And he's like, how much more? And, like, you know, he's made 10K, and they're like 6K more. So I was like, oh my God. Just kind of trying to keep a straight face. And he like tanks for a bit, and then he calls. I'm like, okay, just come a low flop. Just comes ace, king, queen. I'm like, oh, fuck's sake. But like, obviously, you know, I got to still try and win it a bit. So I fired out a bet, and he tanked for ages, and someone called the clock on him. I'm like, okay, he's gonna fold. And I'm trying to like project that I've got trip aces here to him, you know, like, stay away. And then anyway, after like max time bank, he shoves all in. So then I have to fold that, and I'm down to 10 big blinds. find a pair, shove, get called by ace king, lose the flip, and I'm out one off the money. And trying to avoid the cameras or trying to do an interview, make out the back exit out the empire, managed to avoid that. But yeah, I was kind of gutted, I almost wanted to burst into tears. It was like one of the lowest moments in poker. At that time, I think that was 2007, I think is the one. John Joanda one. So like, yeah, this was, or maybe it's 2008, but I'd never had a live cash over 10K.
And that won in 2007.
Okay, yeah, so it's 2008. So literally, like you said, my first cash was 2008, and so now this would have been like my third cash. I could have won the tournament for over, like 1.5 million or whatever it was for first. I don't know, but yeah, I ended up playing for 4 days and got nothing. And then there was EPT London the next week. I was so over it, I wasn't even going to play though, so I didn't plan on playing that. And I've actually woke up on the day, and I woke up at 9 a.m., which I never did because, I was always playing online all through the night. I woke up randomly at 9 a.m., took it as a sign to go and play that tournament because I was like, I'm never normally up at this time. So I went and got on the waiting list, played the tournament, bubbled that one as well. And that was when I actually, me and All In Stevie and Paul Fulton, we all went to, I told them, all right, I don't want to play online poker for a while, no poker. So we went to Ayia Napa and had like a 3-week holiday there. Didn't even take my laptop. And that's like basically the longest break I ever took from poker. But yeah, I was on life tilt after those 2 tournaments. So especially the first one, it was the worst. So I always thought like I had unfinished business in the Europe main event. Like the actual WSOP main event just seems so unattainable because you have to beat thousands of players. Whereas this one, the field size is a lot smaller, like 500 normally. But it's a much tougher tournament. But I felt like this one was more winnable and a great structure. And I just was like, every year I was pumped for the tournament. So yeah, it was to make a run at it was really cool.
$2.3 million live in 2011, and you were still number 1 online.
Yeah,
how do we even juggle these two to stay ahead of the game while you were number 1 online? Because that was just a fantastic year for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I didn't do a lot other than play poker. Like, actually, it was the start of 2012 that I realized that I needed a bit more life balance, and I sort of New Year's resolutions. I hit up Jason Kuhn in Facebook chat, and I'd sort of just been eating really bad, put on a ton of weight, like just through poker, and I was feeling bad about myself. Like even amazing at poker online and live, feeling really good about that. I just wasn't feeling great about life outside of poker. So that's, I think, like why I kind of almost dived into poker even more, because that was the only thing that was giving me happiness. So I kind of, start of the year, everyone gets New Year's resolutions. I was like, okay, I need to make some changes here. So I kind of, on a whim, hit him up and said, oh, I was living in Cyprus with some of my horses after Black Friday at that point. And I was like, well, do you fancy coming to Cyprus? And I'll back you for some EPTs and stuff. And if you'll sort of be my personal trainer and chef, it's like kind of like a trade-off, because I knew he was like the healthiest guy in poker. And so I kind of just, at the time in my head, I did it to like make myself, at least I'm trying. I didn't think he'd jump at the idea or anything. I just thought, at least I can tell myself that I'm trying to make a change. And then he was straight away.
We are here, we're ready to rock and roll. Luton, welcome to day 2.
It's money day.
It is. Everybody in the chat box, good morning. We are ready to do it. Good afternoon, Danny. Oi. Danny Ernan. We've got Klopp in the chat as well. We're ready for day 2. They're the chip counts from last night. Lee French, as we saw, just smashed it, didn't he?
Absolute clinic last half hour in a day. Used this stack to perfection, applied a lot of pressure, and it's a good watch, and deservedly so. Got the chip lead coming back here for day 2.
When we've already said he's a good player. It's great when good players are in day 2, but good players with chips. It's gonna be a good watch. But we have got our first feature table just about ready to rock and roll. Lead, there we go. Lee French, Shorten to Deucer, Dryan Axiaj, Justin C. Dan Cray, I spoke to Dan last night. He was happy with his 171,000.
So it should be. Great stack.
Yeah. And Andy Hume, Rick Trigg, Jay Atwell, all ready for it. But Luton, we 148 have made day 2. The payout structure will be with you anytime between now and the dinner break at 4:45. As soon as we get it, we'll let you know. We'll stick it on there so everybody can see what they're playing for. But the first cards are out all day. Who have we got, Jay?
In 1's going to be Ishak Elaj. In 2, Ram Vaswani. In 3, Sam Miller. In 4, Sonny Mystery. 5, Ed Roger. 6, Dan Cryer. 8, Adam Wilkinson. And in 9, Ewan McNicholas. That's the first table we got for the first session here in Luton Day 2.
Awesome. Who's not here in seat 2?
That would be Ram Vaswani.
Yeah, Ram. Me and my mate Ram.
So straight into the action. Ishak under the gun. First hand, ace 10, raising to 2.6. Coming back blind 600, 1200. We had 17. Was it 17 or 16? Day 2 buy-ins.
17? What's that all about? What's that all about?
So
17 day 2 buy-ins, 148 making it through. The prize pool is £553,000, and I think it ended up with 505 total entries. Not a bad line. Well done.
Yep.
Not a bad line set, but you did lose a score.
Yeah, I did. Great.
You did lose a score, but not a bad line. Well done to Razor Kev. He's got himself 20 quid, which he could throw on Towers treble. I was up all night.
He was.
I was up all night for the Towers treble, and it's gonna be on social media, and it's gonna be on the website very soon. And Jay's gonna stick it into that Twitch malarkey stuff very soon. But we will be giving you Towers treble around about 1 o'clock. We've got to get into it, and eventually, as people say, we'll end up with a winner. But as it is at the moment, you know what we're like. We're just running aces into kings and the kings on the flop. If you could have an half-time bet builder, we'd be all right.
Yeah.
I think we're up every week. Why is Terry not on the feature table? The feature table.
Well, it's random. The first one.
The first feature table is always random because it's just a random draw, and then I think Ewan McNicholas is a good choice. Lucky we got him as NPL leader in seat number 9. So it'll be good to watch him play. And he's got some chips as well. Got 86,000. But if Terry is still in,
I think Terry's on the same table as Lee French as well, so there could
oh
be.
my days!
Yeah, there could be fireworks there.
Lee French could either have $500,000 in 20 minutes, or Terry Jordan could double up in 20 minutes. That could be fireworks.
So Ed opening hijack. He's back. The old parachuter. Ed
Oi,
in
oi.
seat five,
Here
same
he
pose.
is. Same pose, different shirt. And jump.
So you're potentially thinking about coming in for a bet here with the 4s after this 7 pairs. Comes in for 3rd pot, trying to deny equity to overs, fold out. A lot of ace highs, king highs, holdings like that. But in this scenario, Ishak with a 7. Just going to flat like that decision. Have position on Ewan.
Queen of clubs.
And juice and bluffs on the river. Ewan's going to check here most of the time here, Tower. I think should be checking almost always with our particular hand. We are ahead of some of Ishak's range. We're ahead of 3x, and the gut shots, double gutters, hands like 5, 6, 8, 10, Jack 10, all these holdings we are in front of. Ishak now going to come in for a bet on the river. So about 5.6 into 15, so slightly more than third. We have a predicament here for Ewan with the 4s. Obviously there is a lot that's missed. Backdoor hearts has bricked out. Hands like 5, 6, 8, 10, Jack 10 have bricked out as well. And Ewan sees the Jack 7, which is good. Paid it off with the 4s.
How are the Three Musketeers getting on, says Hurricane Higgins, Katie, Jack and Ludo. Katie had 28,000 making it through from the turbo. Jack was on about 80,000.
Yeah, just sub 80k.
And Ludo, I didn't see Ludo's stack. He has made day 2. He has made day 2. We will keep you updated with what's happening on the outer tables when people start falling for day 2. We started with 148.
Yep, that is Ramverswadi
That
Kelvin.
is absolutely Kelvin. Great to see him at the tables. Ram was on late night poker, part of the Ender mob when they first started with Joe Beavers and Barney and Ross Boatman. I think Ross Boatman's in EastEnders now, isn't he? I do believe. Barney lives in Spain.
Joe's at Ascot.
Joe's a bookmaker's at Ascot. And Ram's back playing poker.
We had 77 entries yesterday, PKR par in the turbo. Out of them 77, 28 making it through. Nick Kennedy was the chip leader in that, bagging up 120k. So board double pairing on the turn, giving Ram the boat. I'm going to fire 3.5. We'll have plenty of 8s and 10s in the big blind. And Sonny makes a good lay down here with the ace high, doesn't get stubborn. And Ram going to take that one. Disco lights on the feature table.
Oh, yeah, flashing. Da, 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 da.
Party mode? It's like a day rate.
Anything but green, the fucking all the chips look green.
Do we have party mode?
No, not green, everything. Fucking every chip the other day looked green.
It's definitely easier on the eyes anyway.
Never use all colour decks in live poker.
I think there has been, but not. I think more. I think
So good to have you all on board, ladies and gentlemen. We'll give you updates regarding eliminations and when the prize pool comes out as well.
Good afternoon, Paul Fletcher.
Oi, the Fletch. How did Thursday night go at the White Lion? How many runners did you get in your little pub league? The bottle snatcher is in seat number 9. We've lost one. Aleem Kanji. Gone. First person eliminated today. Aleem.
Yeah, Liam getting it in, shoving 16 big blinds with ace jack, gets called by aces, flop come jack high, 3 spades.
Ooh. Oh,
so
wow.
was a sweat for the aces, but followed out through a brick. Liam flopping top pair, nut flush draw versus the aces. Did not get that.
Turn the table lights off or parachute man will jump. Everything, it's a landing strip. Afternoon, Jason. Afternoon, Kelvin. Yeah, I think Ram just played cash in the Vic, a few local tournaments in the Vic, and went sports betting, I do believe.
He's been playing the private game scenes, dealer's choice, for about the last 3 years. I've been played in a few games with him myself, so
still in the game.
Yeah.
Still got the looks. Always look cool on late night poker.
Dan raising to 2.4 with a Jack-10 suited. And Ram going to peel the 4-3 off on the button. That's going to bring Sonny in with the 8-6 suited in the big. Should be defending this one.
Jason Shellham says, have you heard about the 2 extra flights in the World Series main event? Is that because of the flight restrictions being lifted on the 8th, giving players a chance to get over? That'd be interesting. I've not heard, Jason. No, I've not heard.
So Ram calling the continue hit. Very nice double barrel opportunity potentially here for Dan Cryer. Could definitely come in for a double barrel here. Yeah, big fan of this. We're just sitting here with Jack high. We can really go to town on 5s through 10s, those type of holdings, fold out maybe some ace-3, ace-5 suited that's in there, and a very nice pick up there from Dan with just the Jack high. Just realising it's going to be better board for his range, going to have plenty of strong hands on there, and understands we can fold out a large proportion of Ram's range with that double barrel. Gets the job done, takes it with Jack high.
Well, Jason confirms 8th and 9th are going to be flights to the main event extra. It just shows you when you look at when you look at what's happened and the schedules change and people say, how can you do this at short notice? How can you do this at short notice? It's just people thinking on the feet. And now they've realised that people can fly direct to the States, then, apart from extending it, adding 2 extra flights makes a lot of sense. Love it. Love it. If people do change their mind, then obviously that will be in the minds now. 8th and 9th for the World Series. I still prefer Blackpool. In fact, we finish Blackpool on the 7th, don't we? There you go. Win Blackpool GUKPT on the 7th of November. Fly straight to Vegas.
Win the main event.
Win the main event. What a double that'd be.
Yeah, that would be the first ever GUKPT Blackpool WSOP main event.
Exactly. Never been done before.
Has Ram got somewhere to be? He was in with the 4-3 off. Now he's in with the Queen 5 in the cut-off. Both facing EP opens. And what a spot for Sonny in the small blind with the boots hit. And the incoming 3-bet you suspect. And should be 2 quick folds, Dan. We are very deep with Sonny. Depending on the size of the ops, we do have position on him. I'm not sure if Dan's going to invest 12.3 here with deuces. This is a very strong 3-bet from Sonny. 3-betting or under the gun open from the small blind.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube and Twitch. Plenty of people watching on Facebook nowadays. And YouTube is YouTube and Twitch both very busy platforms. The pot washer got himself a win, did he? And the white line is finalist in Landlord of the Year. So it was a messy lock-in. I heard Chris actually told us that the white line is in for the Landlord of the Year, the final 6 in the whole country. Good luck. If 9 grown men are that excited about some flashing lights on a table, wait while they get to Blackpool. Illuminations will still be on. It'll be great.
So Isaac here, A7 of spades in the low jack. Raises to 2.6. Sam in the cut off 4 deuce, thinking about getting fruity with this one. Sam final tabling leg 1 of the year in London, comes in with a free bet to 8.1 with the 4 deuce off. Isaac asked to see his stack. Saw a lot of Isaac over the last couple of days on our featured table, and see a lot of players potentially folding in this spot against his size, but from what I've seen from Isaac, I'm not sure if he's one who likes to fold to free bets, but he is going to get out of the way. Nice play there from Sam with just 4 height. Hurricane Higgins coverage all the way through to around 12:30 AM today. Another 10 levels. Will be money day as well. Some point today we will get into the money. It's usually level 17. So we've got a while before we approach that mark. And Ram, Jack 10-9 off. He's come to play today. Going to limp it in. I think he's working with a 75% VPIP at the moment. I know it's early days. It seems like he wants to get involved, and Dan's going to have a nice spot to bump this up here with the King-Queen suited. But opts to just complete. Maybe a bit wary of Ram's limp, and can't see Rich not bumping it up here with the 9s. Surprised Dan didn't, to be fair. I'm guessing he's a bit wary of Ram's limp, but Richard is too. Just going to check the 9s here, and three-way action to the flop. Expected Dan to raise and expected Rich to raise, but both checking. Ram's limp, a bit scary for both. Now Ram firing with just 10 height with the worst of it. Dan makes the call. Against his size, guess Rich can overcall in this spot. Getting 5-1 in his money. There's an ace out there. 5 of diamonds on the turn. Action over to Ram. Checks behind. And finds the offsuit 10.
Oh, how do we find the 10?
The only card that was going to win this pot for him. It was the offsuit 10. And he finds it, but now Dan Cryer going to be coming in for a bluff here with his King-Queen. 6.5k. And 2 quick folds from Rich. Gets them both out there. Nice pick up from Dan with the worst of it.
an update.
Update.
The official number is 513 with all the entries added on today.
513.
513 and £560,000 in the prize pool. 513. Mad. Yeah, Hurricane Higgins, yeah, as Vittoria's told us, 12-hour live stream. A full 12-hour live stream, so 12:30 we will be finishing today. Payout structure will be with us before lunch at 4:45. Oh man, don't give us that. We hate Luton's internet. Seems a bit patchy. We haven't reduced it yet. We might have to ask, might need to check with PK, see if we can reduce it. It's just an unfortunate situation with Luton. Yeah, Chris, it's unfortunately got PK on the case already. I have to drop the bit rate or the quality. He's at it again, Mr. Internet in Luton.
It's mad how it can work perfectly for the last 4 or 5 hours yesterday, and then
Yeah, yeah. As soon as we straight after lunch, it worked perfectly for 7 or 8 hours. Vato's going to try the parachute pose in the IPO. We'll know exactly who it is. We'll know exactly who it is. Anybody who's watching the live stream, who's going over to Dublin to play the IPO, do us the parachute pose, and we'll know exactly who you are. Yeah, 4:45 is dinner time on the live stream for the 60-minute dinner break that the players get.
mine's picked up a little bit. So,
Has it?
yeah.
Getting a bit better. Looking streamy.
Yeah, we said that yesterday, Chris. Luton internet.
Yeah, it's always been an issue. Ever since 2007, it's never really changed. It's never improved. We always find a solution, and we always seem to get through, but it does seem to be, unfortunately, one of the worst legs for us. When you can go to Edinburgh, and you can be amazed, well, everywhere to be fair. Just a thing.
Ram's got somewhere to be.
Come on, Ram.
He's got somewhere to be.
Is Joe working at Ascot?
I think he's only not played one hand so far. He's involved. 9-6 of spades. Very loose play. Limp calling this one EP. And Ewan getting what he wants. Heads up with Ram. Ram actually still got lots of equity with this hand. And that is the flop that Ram was looking for. Jack 8-9, 2 spades. Absolutely smashes this one. And Ewan coming in for continue here. And interesting to see how Ram's going to proceed with this. Ewan still going to have plenty of strong hands on this board. 8s, 9s, jacks, Queen 10 suited, Ace Jack, King Jack. And Ram just moves all in, and Ewan will make a quick fold.
He's still got the moves. So early stages, lost a couple of more players. Mr. Ali has been eliminated, local player here in Luton. We've lost Rob Sherwood and Andy Christoforou. Andy Chipshop has also been eliminated. And Panikos Elinas has also been eliminated, along with Morgan Potier, who we saw on our feature table yesterday.
Yeah.
She went, and Armand Preet tried and tried and tried.
I think
he tried a few times.
I think he's had 8 bullets, Armand.
He tried and tried and tried and tried again, and unfortunately has been eliminated for the final time.
So Dan opening hijack to 2.4 with the Queen 10. Isaac defending an ace in the big blind, flops the best of it on ace 10, 8, 2 clubs. So middle pair here for Dan. Could plausibly check this one back versus big blind range, but going to come straight in for a bet. Definitely can incorporate a check in here some of the time with this particular holding. But opts for third. Now Isaac getting exactly 4 to 1 on the call, not going to be going anywhere with his ace, just wants to call. No need to raise here. Dan still has the stronger hands on this board. Ace 10, ace jack, ace queen, so on. Pocket 8s and pocket 10s a thing. Just wants to be calling here. Jack of clubs on the turn. Interesting card here for Dan Kreiter, picking up double gut shot and flush draw to go with his pair of 10s on the turn. Going to take a free one. It's the 3 of hearts on the river. So the ace 5 of Isaac gets the check mark. Still like to see him check this spot here, tower. May come in for a very small bet, like a blocker bet here, which looks like he's doing, looks like 3.5, 4.5, so less than half pot. And Dan here with the Queen 10 could tower, potentially go beast mode here. We've actually got a really, really good hand to turn into a bluff here. Fold out some Jack X, some Ace X here against his size, but Dan thinks better of it and just going to let it go. But probably the nut bluff hand there for us with the Queen 10 with the 10 of clubs.
Stephen Moss says, Ram folded, was that a glitch with his stream? He has been active. He has been active. A Ram on 53,000.
I don't think Ram plays hardly any holding nowadays. I think it's all mixed games, so maybe still opting.
How do we know C1 is Ishak?
I don't know.
How do we actually know?
He's hiding.
It could be Ivy. It could be Elmeth sat there. How do we know? How do we even know this thing?
Could be Dominic Nishka coming back.
Yeah, can we just have a substitute, please?
So Rich got a easy open here in the hijack. Once folded to us ace 10.
Adam Wilkinson making another day 2 on the tour this year. Had a few deep runs on the GUKPT circuit this year, as Adam.
And Isaac with the ace king in the small incoming squeeze. Oh, free bet. Should say, some reason thought Wilco was in. Around the 11k mark here, somewhere in that sort of remit. Try and induce a shove from Richard for his 38 bigs. It goes 8.6 here, so we've seen a lot of this weekend. These small sizes out of the blinds. You want to be sizing up a little more when you're out of position versus the opener. I've seen a lot of this going on, 2.5, 3x. Now Richard is going to peel in position, getting this price with the ace 10. Now, let's hit top pair, top kick up.
Out flops Isaac in seat number 1.
Isaac firing for 6.5 into 19. So Rich here with the ace 10, not going to be going anywhere. Chooses to raise here. I'm really not a fan of this tower. No, we can see he's got the best hand, but the thing is here, like once Isaac free bets out the small blind, he's still got the jacks, queens, kings and aces all in this range. And when you think about the hands that we are ahead of, you think about the ace king, the ace queen, the ace jack, they're going to be drawing to 3 out. So we want all of these hands to stay in and potentially line up some barrels against us on turn or river. So it's going to take it down here now, but you can see Isaac working with 7% equity. We want to keep a hand like that in. Don't want to be folding it out, want to try and induce some bets from them on later streets. Guess Rich may have some history with Isaac, thinks that potentially he could induce this hand, but just much would have preferred to see a flat here with the ace 10. And this is what we can do as well, Tower. We open ourselves up to getting bluffed off our hand. That's exactly what probably is going to happen now, because Isaac repping jacks, queens, aces, kings. And just, I think this is a bit of a misstep from Rich. Unless he done this to induce from Isaac. But if it's an unknown play, I would have much preferred to see the flat. But
I can't see him going over the top.
Yeah. Well,
it's all in, to be fair.
It's all into call here, Tower. And it's Isaac. What's Isaac meant to do this with as a bluff? Like an ace king of diamonds type hand, ace queen of diamonds? That's basically what we're ahead of. But Isaac just going mental here with this combination of ace king. And what are we doing here as Rich? We put in 14k of our 40k stack, so around 40% of our chips in there. Are we putting in 40% to fold?
No. They're going in the muck.
And that's definitely, and that is just an example of why it should really be flatting that ace 10 there. Just all the things we mentioned, and then that happening there, we open ourselves up to getting 3-bet ripped on. But nice power poker from Isaac, take nothing away from him, just went for it, absolutely went for it. I think once we put 40% in of our stack, probably got a call, but maybe he was just trying to find out where he was in the situation, and thought once Isaac 3-bets on us, he's always going to have an overpair. Maybe it was one of them old school information raises, but in this case worked out terribly for us. It just all comes down to the flop play. That's the other thing I always say when we raise that flop as well, Tal, we need to make that decision there and then. What's our play if Isaac does do that, if Isaac does set us in with the 3-bet? Needs to start making these decisions before we come in for the raise as well.
We've lost a few more. Carlos Sanchez, Simon Baker, Phil Clark, Matt Davenport and Sean Walsh have all been eliminated. We always lose quite a few in the first session, and it's proving that way already.
for opening cut-off with the ace deuce suited. 10, 7, 3, 2 spade flop. These would have played a fair amount of poker together in London. Ewan and Sam both on the FT there in leg 1. Ewan was our winner. I think Sam got 4th place. So 3 diamonds on the turn. I don't even mind a lead here from Sam for really small tower, like 2, 3k. Try and eke something out of ace high. Ewan might expect him to bet a lot of his 10x on the turn, so like going small here as Sam with our pocket 5s, but he's gone big. He's gone 8.2 here. Ewan made a light call with the 4s earlier when everything bricked, and that's the same scenario here. Spades have bricked, 8, 9's bricked, 4, 5, 5, 6. Jack 8, Jack 9, all these hands have bricked out here, and from Ewan's perspective, what's Sam going to value bet here? Is Sam good enough to value bet? There we go, that Ewan has made the call of ace high, and Sam, really nice value from Hen of the River. I like the decision to bet. I probably would have gone a little bit smaller, but Sam maybe wanted to make it look like a bluff to get heroed by ace high, so if that was the case, well played from him.
All the girls are still in. Jessica, Sarah and Swifty. They are still in. But we have just lost, I don't know if you heard in the background, Seed Open 7-6. That's Colin Paddington and Richard Hayes. Both gone. Who has the most earnings at the table?
That would be Ram Vaswani in seat 2.
The old crazy horse, as he was known on the late night poker circuit.
Yeah, so Ram won an EPT main event. He's got a WSOP bracelet. 3.5 million in earnings for the
Sam
man.
Miller's a big cash player, isn't he?
Yeah, I think Sam plays high stakes PLO tower, 6 card, I believe, as well.
Yeah. Sonny Mystery's got a bit of a resume as well. Ewan McNicholas won the first event of this year for 160,000.
Yeah, not bad payday for Ewan. Propelled him to the top of the National League as well, which he's still top of. What's happened here, Tower? Clickety click.
100 to
yeah,
call.
it can't be right. It must be.
No. They certainly don't call 100.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the sizing was there, guys. Slight error, but it was open from Dan. Free bet from Isaac, and Dan's peeled 10-8-6 rainbow boards. Dan flopping gut shot, backdoor nut flush draw.
Raised to 2.43, bet to 2.5.
6k from Isaac, and Dan makes the call with his particular hand. Does catch a pair on the turn. So Isaac opting for pot control, like his decision to check this one behind. Dan's going to have all the sets here, 6s, 8s, 7s, 10s, 9s all going to be in there. But I think once we get this check from him, yes, it is a 4-liner to a straight, but I like this from Isaac a lot, coming in for value here with our aces. It's a 3-bet pot, so ranges are going to be more condensed. So trying to perhaps make it look like we've got an ace-king, ace-queen type hand, try and get called by some 1-pair holdings. Maybe expects Dan to be leading a set here. And it looks like Dan... Oh, he's counting out a raise here, Tower.
Danny boy.
Dan Cryer with the move. And Isaac with aces here. And
oh, he makes
calls
the
it
call.
off.
He doesn't think anybody's going 9 in this hand.
Not even that. Dan can do that with sets there as well, Tower.
Yeah, he can.
he can short value raise 6s, 7s, 8s and 10s. Isaac having none of it, up to 177k. What a start for that man.
And a little bit of a roll because the initial bet sizing was incorrect on the tracker, but it'll sort itself out. Dan in 6, raising it up.
Yeah, went for it with the A7. So Isaac got the chip, so it's come to play. Ace deuce off in the hijack. What is Ram up to today?
Double parked outside.
He must be. It's too loose. It is way too loose. He's playing like Mr. Jordan. What? Queen 8-3, 2 diamond flop. Lovely flop here for Dan after being the original opener. Flopping gut shot flush draw. Ram with bottom pair here. Should be getting out of the way after Dan bets into the whole field. Gone 4-way to the flop here. Dan going half pot. Shouldn't be calling with our bottom pair here. Yeah, sometimes we can snag a 5 or a 3 on the turn and we have position, but should be getting out of the way here as Ram and does. And, Sam can't do anything here with a 5-6, but let this one go. That's a nice pick up for Dan Cryer after just losing the pot against the aces.
So we started today with 148, 513 players total for the biggest Luton event ever. A raising prize pool of over £560,000. Nice start to day 2. We'll show you where we're going next, shall we?
Yeah, we will.
Get your kiss me quick out ready.
Ram finally with a legitimate hold in the pocket nines, going to open this one, and Sam is just relentless from late position. I think it's at 8.7. Sonny now going to have to fold the king jack. Dan here, ace deuce, going to get out of the way and back on Ram here with the nines. So Ram starting the hand with 47.5k, which is just shy of 40 bigs. Hijack versus cut-off dynamic here. And just going to make the call. Take a flop out of position. Ace 10-3.
Ace 10-3, all hearts.
So Sam outflopping the 9s of Ram with the 10-6 of spades after electing to 3-bet cut-off versus hijack. So incorporating a check here of his middle pair. Queen of diamonds on the turn. So 10-6 still the best hand. Ram drawing to a 9 and 9 only. The 8 of hearts on the river. Sam has the check mark.
Yeah, it's going check. And it shows the turn Ram flicks them in the muck. Ram waiting for the bad news. So Adam down to 16 bigs. Afternoon, Mal. Mal Gadsby watching on Facebook. Good luck all today. Paul Danko's been eliminated. And Phil Baker and Eddie Nisku have also been eliminated out of the tournament. And we've also heard that Paul Fisher's gone as well.
Kings into aces, all in
No
three.
way.
Kings into aces.
You see the kings, you think, this is my chance of doubling up. Jack O'Neill has gone. And bad news for the pot washer. Uh-oh. The pot washer's on his way back for his afternoon shift at the White Lion. Chris Maguire has been eliminated out of day 2. The bottle snatcher is still going on in seat 9.
A bottle snatcher.
Oh! That's right, why?
Where are we going?
Well, straight after this hand, we will tell you exactly where we're going. Pixie's not played. Carl Pickles has not been in Luton. I think he was down for the early stages, but not the main. Will McMurray at this moment in time is still in.
So Ewan opening the 6-5 of diamonds under the gun to 2.7. Sonny with the hooks in the hijack. Obviously either option open to us, call or 3-bet versus Ewan Stack. Wouldn't mind coming in for a 3-bet here. Close one is an under the gun open as well. So just deciding how he's going to play this. Opting for the latter. So going to come in for a 3-bet to what looks like around 7. Once our action tracker picks it up. Oh, there we are. Back we go. Rewind. Pill the 6-5 of diamonds. Heads up to the flop. That's ace, queen, 8, 2 diamonds. So Ewan flopping a flush draw here, and Sonny 2 overcards to his jacks. Opts to check behind. What's Ewan doing with 6 high on brick turns? No, seat 1 is Ishak Ilaj, also known as Isaac. 3 hearts on the turn. You're opting to check once more with a 5-6 of diamonds. Now Sonny going to come in for a delayed c-bet here with his jacks. After checking back flop here, what's got to run through Ewan's head is what hand is Sonny going to check back flop and come in for a delay continue. Expect him to be continuing his hands like ace queen, ace king a lot of the time on this board. Ace jack that elected to 3-bet, although that's not going to be in there too often versus under the gun open. So maybe Ewan thinking range is weighted more towards 9s, 10s, jacks and kings. In this particular scenario, it's just going to make the call and try and spike the diamond on the end. It looks like an ace from space.
It is the ace of clubs.
Now this is a bad card for us to ever come in for a lead here as Ewan there's a bluff and Sonny's just going to check it back.
Check. It's Kate Swift back for day 2, says Julie Jules. Yes, she made it through the turbo last night and is still in. Maxi Ammo, good afternoon. Says, do you think Terry will play loose on day 2 or will he settle down as he's guaranteed a big stack, as he's got a big stack? Terry said to the table, Terry sat on the same table as chip leader Lee French.
Yep.
And Terry said, as PK was walking past, he said to me yesterday, I need to play a big stack for day 2 different to day 1. I said, that's fine if you can do that, because you're totally different now. Day 2 is the money day. And he says to PK this morning, I've got the chip lead on my table. I'm either going to double up or I'm going home. So I don't know what kind of lessons he's thought to himself and thought, well, this is the way to play poker. But that was Terry. At the moment, they're both still in. So we shall have to see what happens there. And the payout structure has not been given to us yet. As soon as it is, we'll be posting it and it'll be on screen and we'll let you know exactly how it will be paid out. But it's normally 10%, and because there's 513 runners, you're expecting 50 or 51, 52 getting paid. But we'll give you that information as soon as we get it. Because at this moment in time, we don't have the information. But it's normally within the first session or just after the first break. We shall get full information regarding the payout structure, but a fantastic prize pool of £565,000. So we will let you know what happens. Hey Dave, we are doing well, thank you very much indeed. And we are off next week, well in 2 weeks time, to Blackers. We're on his way to Blackpool. Oh, I do like to be beside the seaside. I do like to be beside. Kiss me quick at boat. Shorts packed. Donkey rides ready.
Yep. Thermals ready.
Fantastic schedule yet again for Blackpool. It starts on Wednesday the 27th with the satellites. The flight 1A of the 30-30 is Thursday the 28th. That's the first main competition. If you're looking, it's exactly the same schedule as what we've just done in Luton. The only difference with that is that on Wednesday there is a mini-main day 3. It's been added. All the players seem to love it. It's a good addition from the staff. They've realised that they are getting really long days for the minis and the 30-30s because they've just been oversubscribed and fantastic numbers all around the country. So at the end of level 26 or the final table, whichever comes first, that will be the end of the day for the mini main day 2, and then you've got the mini main day 3 the day after, and I think it's 5 PM for the mini main day 3. But a fantastic schedule right there. Looking forward to Blackpool. Get your shorts, get your trunks. Thermals.
I've been online last night ordering shoes 2 sizes too big just so I can wear loads of socks.
And for the first time in GUKPT history, the illuminations will still be there as well. They're on. They're keeping them on extra for this fella because he's never seen them. So he'll be wandering the streets with the illuminations. But a cracking festival. Blackpool has always been it. Jason Shellham has already said he's got his hotel booked for 10 days. There's so many people coming for the entire festival, plus weeks and days. We're really, really looking forward to Blackpool. And it is going to be an absolute cracker. And the numbers will be as good, if not better, than any of the legs this year because Blackpool is Blackpool and everybody turns up at Blackpool. Oh, Harry! Oh, we know the clip was clipped and everybody's watching. You went viral. Gracious in defeat as well. It was so nice that you shook Ryan Spittle's hand and you said nice hand, and it was just not one of those. I'll tell you, if it had been some other players, the table would have been tipped and there'd have been drinks thrown everywhere. Unlucky. It's the bad beat of all bad beats. It's unbelievable.
Won't see it again.
Jay says we'll never see it again. But Harry, we'll see you again for the seniors tomorrow. Great to have you on the table. Glad you're back playing poker, and really glad, as you said, that you're enjoying being back live playing the events. But that is probably the bad beat story we don't mind listening to, because it was one of those that we, like Jay says, we just don't see.
News of a few more bust outs.
Oh no! Come on then,
Gary Miller. You were value betting. You weren't bluffing. You weren't bluffing at all. Terry Jordan's out.
What?
Terry Jordan is out the door.
No way.
Yeah, just
well, he said. He said, I'm either getting all his chips or he's getting all mine.
Yeah, so Terry come back with 150 bigs, just under. He's out the door in the first level.
Wow.
I'm guessing Lee French was the lucky man on the end of all them chips.
Wowzers.
Also lost Mitch Johnson as well. So last two to bust, Mitch Johnson and Terry Jordan.
Wowzers. Yeah, I know. Obviously, in that hand as well that you had with the quads and the straight flush, the bad beat jackpot. If it had been in a cash table, would have been 245,000.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
He knows the promotion. It's the bad beat jackpot is still going on in every club from 6 till 6 every day. So if you're on a cash table, a no limit table, you have a chance of winning with quad twos beaten or better.
Yeah, Maximus, I think it's around that. I think it's around that mark now where he's working. What kind of stack he's working with?
In fact, we'll have a quick wander around the room.
There's Ali Zini.
Ali Zini, look at them glasses. In fact, last time I was in Vegas, we watched him. Look at the chips.
Yes.
Look at the chips of Lee French, the chip leader in the entire room. Oh my days.
440, 450, I'd say, around there.
Bozza in fancy dress.
Oh, look at this table. Dominic Nishka as well.
Bozza's in the same top who's on the final table in the World Series.
Yeah,
the old Leeds United top. Andy Hills. He's got the Michael Bolton look now.
Hendrik Getchi.
Yes, another great player. And has chips, 180,000-ish there. Very nice indeed. What a two! I tell you, it's not easy this game anymore, is it? You know you've played some poker when you've been at these tables.
Tom Hall in the mix as well.
Katie's still there, grinding away a short stack of 28,000. Tom's playing; he's got about 65. There's some names around this room, I'll tell you. Thanks to that pant of the outer tables.
Back to the action because Adam Wilco is all in.
Wilco wins. I'm guessing they might be requesting the chip leaders stack at the feature table for the next event, for the next 2 hours. We'll see what happens after the first break, which is in an hour's time. I think it's about a minute before the blinds go up. For the first time today. We are going to post Towers treble in the next 15 minutes. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. I feel like putting it on for you. I'm that confident today. It's going on. Everybody's waiting. Towers trebles are beautiful.
Glad you want this one to come in.
Just for everybody to be on it, and it come in.
I won't back it then, and then that's how it will come in. That's how it will come in.
I found a beauty, and I've got the 4-timer as well. I found a beauty. And don't forget, on Grosvenor Sport tomorrow, we will have a book for the remaining players of the GUKPT, and you can have a little flutter in the morning. Grosvenor Sport will be compiling odds for the remaining players for day 3.
So got you in here, free betting the 9-8 suited blinds. Have just gone up, and gets Ed to fold the 7s. Nice pick up from him, undeterred by the under the gun open. Still coming for the free bet. Took it down. Nice hand selection. Super King, no, they're not, but we do let you know every single bust out as we get them fed through to us. We're on a half-hour delay, so we get them fed through half-hour after. But when the news is in of who's busted, we let you know straight away. And if there's anyone in the field that you want to know if they're still in, just let us know their name. We'll search them up, we'll see if they're still in, and let you know. Another one has gone. Guy Taylor out the door. Jessica Pilkinson.
No, Jess
is gone.
No.
Will McMurray.
Oh, we've just been asking about Will.
Is gone.
Will McMurray is out the door. Unlucky Will.
Sam 9-4 off on the button. Looks like he wants to open. Obviously can open very wide on the button. Do want to have some folds over these trash holdings a lot of the time. Should just be going into them up, but Sam likes getting involved, plays lots of pots. He's going to open and going to take it down with a 9-4. Come on, Sal, I'm waiting for this treble. I'm waiting.
You're waiting.
Get it up. I've got more money to give to Grosvenor Sport. So Wilco with the ace king. Should be shoving here for 16 bigs. Between 15 and 16 big blinds. Just over 15. And he's going to get called.
He's getting called. The 10s are calling.
The 10s.
We are.
It's out. Towers treble should be coming out on Twitter any second now.
Absolutely. As we're watching Wilco, he needs to hit.
They're going to need to find
running clubs.
Ace or a king. That doesn't help at all.
We're down to an ace or a king. Or Wilco is out the door.
It's a 9
Oh,
of diamonds.
man.
So we lose Adam Wilkinson. Just before that, on outer tables, Zahir Aslam, Robert Bukey and Narman Morris all hit the rail as well.
Wowzers. It's up.
It's up.
It's up. It's there. We're on it. Not only are you looking at the 30-30s that are happening for the rest of the season, but let me tell you, Towers trebles up online. It's on there. I tell you, I've been scouring. I've been up all night. We've been looking at the form. We're testing everything out. I was lack of sleep. Oh, I tell you what. So we have gone today for Towers treble on Grosvenor Sports. As you're looking at the 30-30s for the rest of their season, we have gone Huddersfield Town, Reading, and Swindon Town. It's a 9-1 treble. That's the value. If you want to be a little bit, let's have a little bit more of a gamble. Add Sheffield Wednesday to make it 20, and it's a 22-1 acca. The 4-timer is 22-1. But the main towers treble on Grosvenor Sport, Huddersfield Town, Reading and Swindon, 9-1 treble. Get yourselves on, but more than that, get yourself to these 30-30s that are happening for the rest of the season, because we're off to Portsmouth, Berry New Road and Glasgow. This man might be playing Portsmouth if he's got a bit of time to himself. If not, he'll be golfing.
Yeah, probably the latter.
And then the final events, Leeds, Luton, Bolton and Edinburgh, are the final points for the NPL this year. So the final points will be awarded. Straight after Blackpool, we go to Leeds, Luton, Bolton and Edinburgh for the final 30-30s of the year. But Towers treble, Huddersfield, Reading, Swindon, 9-1.
You and opening Queen Centre clubs under the gun, raise and take for him.
Yeah, it might be off there. No, he's on side. Even for me, I can score from there.
I find that amazing how many people wrote the book for a lot this season.
How many what?
How many people wrote the book for a lot this season.
Yeah.
Everyone had them like finishing fourth, and that was about it.
Yeah, I mean, they were still like third favourites with the bookies. They were like 5-1, so they weren't exactly Leicester City, were they? When you say people, it's like people on the pub, but yeah, they've been shorter than United the whole season.
He was short of United.
They have been the whole way.
All the bust outs and results listed on any platform. No, we don't do a blog anymore. The blog has been... We do social media regarding Facebook, Twitter, YouTube and Twitch. And there are bust outs posted sporadically on Instagram as well. Facebook updates. If there's anybody you want to know of elimination status or a chip count, we'll try and get them, but mainly every break we'll get the top 10, 20 chip counts around the room, put them on the website, and then that's how they go. At this moment in time, how many players we got left, young man?
We are working with about 115 tower.
115 from 148.
Yep.
Okay.
So we've lost over 30. Sam, I love the way he plays. He doesn't really care about what hands he's going to free bet. He's just pure aggression against opens. And once again, with the ace-4 off here, just pure aggression from Sam. The best way to combat it when he is free betting relentlessly, you've got to start 4-betting more hands to counteract it. But Isaac with the goods here in this particular scenario. Looks like he's just going to come in for a 4-bet with the jacks. Sam will probably make the quick fold.
Jason's on the treble. Swindon needs a casino. I've never been to Swindon. I've been to Bristol. I don't know how far away Bristol is to Swindon. But I've been to Bristol quite a few times, to be fair. No, I've never been to Swindon. Sam's all in. Wow. This is amazing. This is about the timing.
Sam just 5-bet ripped the ace-4. Love to see it. Look at this.
Now then. Ish. NC number 1. With all the chips. He has been put to the sword by one of the best cash players there is, Sam Miller.
I love seeing stuff like this, Tower. Sam just pure aggression, and maybe this is to do with the dynamic. He's aware how much he's been free betting already and thinks that Isaac's just playing back with a stack and he's got the ace blocker in there. So just comes in for the absolute rip. 5-bet rips for 117k effective. 100 big blinds just shy of. The blinds are now up actually, so it's a bit less. It's still a huge amount of big. Sam's at 79 big blinds. Wow. And what are we doing here with jacks? It's horrible for us because in these live settings you just don't expect anyone to 5-bet rip for this amount of big blinds without the goods, and Isaac in a spot now. But what a hand this is. Let's go, Sam Miller. I love stuff like this, Tower. Love to see it. And always say as well, if you're ever going to get caught bluffing, the best time to get caught bluffing is pre-flop. It's when equities are running finest. They're always going to be running more fine pre than they are post. And what is Isaac doing here with the jacks for 79 big blinds? It is a huge ship here from Sam Miller, opting for just sub 5x.
The hooks, the hooks, the hooks. What do we do with them?
And look, he's there, cool as a cucumber. He looks pretty comfortable here, Sam. Like, wow, wow, wow.
He has made the call. He has made the call. Apologies if the stream is freezing. We do apologise. We know we have internet issues here in Luton. Apologies, apologies. I'll get PK back on the case again if we can drop the bit rate, but really apologies regarding the internet situation here in Luton. But Sam has ace4 ripped it, and Jacks have called. Isaac has called with the hooks.
A lovely flop here for the jacks. No runners for the ace4 other than 6-5. We've got the jack of diamonds in. Oh, it's an ace on the turn!
But it's the ace of diamonds.
So the jacks with the redraw needs a diamond or a jack, and it's
it's
the
a
deuce of hearts. And Sam Miller, 5-bet, ripping the ace4 off, gets called by jacks and wins a huge one.
Get that man to the final table.
Wow.
So we had a bit of bufferage during the ace4 rip. Well, the jack's called, and the ace got there on the turn. Alright, I'm just going to have a quick wander around, see what's happening in the room. And I'll bring you the tea, you stay there. It's alright, you stay there and I'll bring you the tea.
What a hand that was. What a hand. Ram just limping the King Jack suited here under the gun. Ace 10 4, 2 spade flop. Ram comes in for a bet of 2k, not going to be 200. 4 diamonds on the turn. And 3 of hearts on the river. So the ace 9 of Isaac gets the check mark. he took it in good spirit, to be fair to him. Isaac in seat 1.
Raise 10,200.
I'll be trying to try again, probably.
I'm better around than last time as well. I'm fucking hurt. Get that 30%. Get that 30%.
Sam going to be a force now with them chips. I think we're going to see him free bet him relentlessly.
Raise 3,500. Fold.
So Ed opening to 3.5 with the ace-10. You're going to call with the ace-6 of clubs in the cut-off. And that brings Isaac in with a 10-9. Ram looks like he's going to peel the Queen-Jack and could be going 5-way here because Sam's got the 9-7 and going to defend in the big blind. 5-way action here on day 2. Ace, Queen, Deuce, Rainbow. So both Ewan and Ed flopping top pair here. If I'm Ed here, definitely going to be betting this one more often than not. Maybe check very small frequency at a time, but 5-way here. Want to start thinning the field down. Just fold out some gut shots, stuff like that. Get called by some worse ace-x, perhaps some queen-x as well in there. Ewan in a little bit of predicament here after Ed fires into the whole field, although he has gone 5.2 into 19, so we're getting nearly 5-1 on the call. Going to make the coin position with backdoor clubs as well. And Ram makes a good lay down, understanding that his second pair not going to be the best hand here after this action. Ed continuing into the whole field and Ewan making the call. The King of Hearts on the turn does bring in some opportunities. Could be a good check spot here for Ed, like it. Checks it over to Ewan. And I think Ewan should be checking this one behind. Got to understand that Ed will have some ace-jack, ace-10 checks here. Maybe even some ace-x of hearts after picking up a nut flush draw as well. Now we're going to come in for our value on the river, or should at least be, as Ed try and target some potential suited ace-x out there. But he's going to snap check behind, and the ace-10 is the best hand. Maybe he just thought that at 9 on the river, ace-9 suited's got there. We lose to ace-jack. So maybe he didn't think you'd be paying us off with ace-8, 7 or 6 suited. So just opted to check. Ace Queen suited for Ed under the gun. Keeps his size in the same, raises to 3.5. And Sam not going to be folding a pair in the small blind. You expect him to just call the 2s here. Here he is, the old T-boy. Thank you very much.
Unbelievable techers.
bit quiet in there today, wandering around. I think everybody seems to be concentrating.
Yeah, day two's usually a little bit more serious.
Alan Budge, good afternoon. Afternoon, Dustbin Daily. Afternoon, Bill. Liverpool are winning 4-0. Afternoon, Mark.
Sam Fire in here with the deuces. And then just makes a discipline lay down with the ace queen. Ace queen, not getting sticky.
In response to recent news of the easing of travel restrictions into the United States, we are pleased to announce the addition of 2 more Day 1 main event flights. November the 8th is Day 1E, and November the 9th is Day 1F. Registration now closes at 3:40 p.m. on November the 10th, which is the start of Day 2. So there you go, that's the World Series. That's the World Series news. If anybody wants to play Blackpool, win it, and head straight over to play the main event in Las Vegas. I think that's amazing.
So if you're going to get lucky, I guess you've got to get lucky in a tournament like this.
Everyone's got to get lucky, man.
Going to Vegas aren't the same for that one.
Don't use the rugby now. Waste of time. They used to be fast.
Did someone say Grim Reaper? We've lost some more.
Oh no.
We have lost a few more. God. Ludo is gone. Last event's runner-up. Ludo runner-up in Edinburgh. He's out. Din Fan is out. Rungaran Fongunson is out. The Mad Turk's gone. Lawrence Houghton's gone. Anthony Kennedy's gone. And Ben Windsor just busted a couple of seconds ago. So
Ben
won't be continuing his hot streak in main events.
No, because I saw what you did to me earlier when you raised me, and I know the hand that you had.
What did I?
You had a very, I'm not going to say in front of everyone else.
I don't mind.
You had
Yeah,
10-6
full
suited.
deuce.
Oh, put the odd
Full deuce
part in
off.
as well.
You
Yeah,
had,
please.
who do you have 10-6 suited against? Oh, okay, fair enough. Mixing it up. Like it.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't had a single hand in platinum.
Oh, I love it.
That's the reason why.
Hope everybody is well wherever we are in the world today.
Yeah, with pocket nine's not been the best sessions for him. He's gonna open. And ran with the ace king in the hijack. Gonna come in for a free bet here, almost always.
Super Sing says, how's Gary Miller going on? And how's TJ?
Terry is out. Terry's given all his chips to chip leader Lee French. I think Lee's got around 460, 470k. So chunks for Lee. And we're going to have a massive pot here. Nearly 100k going to be in the middle because Ram's not going to be folding the ace king. Once it comes back round to him, I have to call this one off and we're going to be flipping. Says call, shows the ace king. It's just shy of 100k pot. So Ram Baswani with the ace king, Ed with the queens. This is a big flip.
Big flip. Who wins it? Had a shoot man with the queens. Ram with the ace king. Ram normally flips well, to be fair.
There you go, Tower. Clean as well. Just fading queens now, no runners. 6 on the turn. Story remains the same to get his double up, just fading a lady on the river. And it's the 10 of clubs, so Ram Vaswani doubles up to 98,000.
Gunnar Ash says blinds 1,000, 1,500, strange blind level. It's nearly 816. Only there's no 100 chips on the table.
Yep.
So 860, literally 816 is one and one and a half. That's all it is. Same amount of chips in play, but they're no on the table. So one and a half makes a lot of sense.
138 grand to the winner.
Whoa! Coming with news like that.
138k in Luton.
138 grand to the winner.
100 grand for second.
No, well that must be a first. Apart from a grand final, that has to be a first.
Well, we'll get the prize pool's been confirmed, guys. We'll get it all up soon for you. But
Wow.
138k to the winner, 100k for first.
How many are they paying? 51, 52, 50? Something like that.
Andy Hill's coming over to the feature table.
Oi, oi.
Goodbye, Luton, if you're first and second.
For 2 minutes, we're going to see Andy Hills as locks. For 2 minutes.
No, we've got 32.
32 minutes.
32 minutes.
Oh, that's all right then. There he is. Back playing live poker. Andy Hills is in.
Yeah, Hurricane Higgins, 138k going to
Amazing.
the winner.
Absolutely amazing. £138,000 and 100,000 for second. That's fantastic.
35.
That really is just amazing. Absolutely.
Isaac opening King 10 of Hearts, +2.
Just amazing. 138,000 to the winner. Bish bash bosh. Yeah, the structure has slightly changed, Ash. It got updated, and it's a fantastic structure. It goes 1, 1.5, then it goes to 1, 2, and then 1,000, 2.5. So absolutely spot on. And then 15, 3, 2, 4, 2.5, 5, and the pretty standard ones when we get towards levels 16, 17, 18, and 19, and 20. Finish tonight on 5,000, 10,000.
Yeah, Okar, mate, you're right. Actually, grand final, we could see close to $1 million prize pool at the Vic, and that would be $250,000 going to first. Gary Miller and Sven, both still in. Neither of them have busted. We're unaware of chip counts, but may try and get some on the break for you guys. But Gary Miller and Sven both still in. Ace Jack 6 rainbow flop, bottom pair for Isaac. I've opening the King 6. Dan's got middle pair top kicker.
That's 4,500.
Four of hearts on the turn.
J-Bon is on. Towers treble.
Yeah, Rich Kellett's still in Harvey Norris. Rich Kellett's still in the mix.
Okay, this one is truncated, this one is
Look at that! Look at that! That's unbelievable! That's amazing! There's the structure, there's the payouts, 138,000 up top, 100,000 for second. I'm sure that's the first time outside the grand final that 100,000 is second. I'm pretty sure that's a new one. 60,700 for third, and if you make the final table, hey, £8,850.
That's a strange pay jump tower. 39,300 between third and second, and then 38 between second and first. That's very strange pay jump. See what I'm saying?
Where do you go?
It's third to second, 39,300 difference, but
Yeah.
first to second, 38,000 difference.
Oh, right.
So the third to second pay jumps smaller, bigger than the second to first pay jump.
You don't very often see that.
Let's find out why that is on the break.
Well, there you go. Fantastic. Fantabulous. And as you can see in that corner, 102 players are left, and the average stack is 100,000. So with the blind at 1,500, they are 80 bigs deep. 70. Very nice. Very nice indeed. 513 total entries.
Ace 10 all in here for Rich for his last 10 bigs. Gets called in 2 spots. Sam calls with the King Jack and Sonny calls with the 4s. So three-way action here.
King Deuce 4.
And that's going to be curtains for Rich. Then Sam's going to do some more chips in this pot as well, because Sonny's flopped the set here. And Rich looking for runners, only way he's going to survive.
So Rich sat there, but not for long.
Sam now checking over to Sonny like this decision from him. There's a dead, or was a dead pot on the flop. So after we get called by Sonny, you don't expect Sonny to be like floating without a hand here. So a bit wary of what he's called with. Now Sonny probably going to try and build the side a little bit more, coming in for a bet with his set, try and get called by some King X holdings. Sonny fires for 20.5 into 69, and Sam makes a good lay down with the king, just understanding the all-in situation, was drawing dead with the king jack, and Rich is out the door, doesn't even need to see the river.
No, unlucky Rich.
Bust with the same hand that he made a bit of a blunder with earlier, and I think that would be the turning point of his tournament. Any hand to look back on it will be the ace-10 versus the ace-king that we saw earlier. And wow, look, come a king on the river. So Sam with a river trip. So nice fold from him on the turn.
So I lost one on the feature. 138,000. First place. Very nice indeed. 102 left, as we showed you right there. 102 from right. Police helicopters out again. So Jay just nipped out for a quick wander around the table, see if you can see any notable chip stacks. As we're watching Dan, 3 bets with the ace-8. Andy Hills is coming in for the 4-bet to 23.3. So Dan realises Andy's not doing it right and gets out of the way. Sam, chip leader on our table, 210,000. Sonny second on 166. We are 20 minutes away from the first break in play. Sam raising up as chip leader on the table under the gun with King 4. You know, as you do. Small blind might come in for a want to see a flop with Jack 9.
5 in.
Indeed he does, which will probably bring Ram involved with any two. Well, the 8-9 is definitely calling. Queen 7-6, 2 clubs.
That's 6,500.
So a flop of Queen 6-7. Ram's got the up and down. He check called the flop. Ace of diamonds on the turn.
A good card for Sam to represent here. Tower eyes. The under the gun opener are going to have a whole host of ace X that continue flop and then turn top pair, and nice fire from him.
Here's the grand final, much different from previous events. The grand final main event is £2,000. There is a 1250, the same event what we're doing now, at the beginning of the festival. The festival is about 17 days long. It normally is. It's normally a 2-week long festival, so it's nothing really different. Just a little bit bigger buy-ins, more of it. There's a £1,000 high roll at Omaha that Jay will be playing. There's 250 Omaha. There's the David Hay Invitational that will be on there. There's the National League Playoff. So there's plenty of events. There's a 30-30, there's a 560 event. There's just so much poker for the grand final. It'll be a busy 17 days. And we'll get the schedule up during today of what the entire schedule will be, because it's all laid out now, and we'll advertise it and we'll get it on and we'll show you the grand final. But the grand final is a 17-day festival. It's event after event after event. I think there's a high roller in there as well. But but there's plenty going on. There's one of the there's one of these events at normal 12.50, which we will be streaming. The first 4 days of the festival, we will be streaming. The weekend after, we're going to be there for 3 days streaming, but we don't know what events are at this moment in time, and we don't know what we're streaming.
We know we're doing the playoff on Saturday. That's it. We're not sure about the Friday, and the Sunday yet.
Yeah, we're doing the streaming on the Saturday.
And then the week after, we're streaming on the Wednesday, the 8-match sit and go for the David Hay promotion.
Yeah.
And then the big one, the biggie.
Yeah. The biggie.
Rest 3,000. Fold. Fold.
So we're heading towards the first break. 2:30 will be the first break. Why is there never an event in Birmingham? Walsall used to be on the map, and then Walsall's numbers, I think, started to go down a little bit. We're in the Birmingham area because we went to Coventry. Hill Street is not big enough for a GUKPT, and the parking situation means that it's always going to struggle. So Hill Street won't have one. But in the Birmingham area, Coventry is on next year. Again, it was on this year for the first time in 88 seasons. So the Birmingham area does have one.
Bet 3.5.
And Ash Dakin on YouTube says, with the fantastic success of this year, will this encourage more GUKPTs next year? Yes. Yeah, we're going to Coventry again. Edinburgh is back on, and it looks like we're going back to Reading as well. The full schedule by Jim will be released in London. The dates will be released, not the actual schedules of the tournaments, but the actual dates will be set, and we'll be firing them out at you in London. But it looks like Reading's back and Coventry's in addition. I think there's going to be something like 10 events plus Goliath. So we'll be going down to Coventry twice, the CBS Arena. We'll be there twice. Danny Jules says, I wish Grosvenor would do a book for day 2, then he wouldn't have to waste a tenner on Towers treble. Maybe, I don't think they'll start compiling the book for day 2, but I think it's a great little thing for day 3. Have a little flutter and watch the live stream, and if you're rooting on your player, I think it's a great idea, I really do. I really, really do. It's good for Grosvenor Sport to get involved, and there's been loads and hundreds of bets by the time they've done, and they give us the information regarding who would be their most backed player and least backed and all that. So we always get the information from the guys running across. And don't forget, while you are there, the Haymaker Knockout Series, the free-to-play £40,000 promotion is running now. 7 tournaments, winners receiving an invite to come and play against David A in a sit and go, and we'll be there streaming it. We will be there streaming it, and as we found out last week, the min cash when you get there will be £1,200, so it's well worth the play. So yeah, all information regarding everywhere else will be announced in London. The dates will be set, and if we get, we'll use a schedule for London this week, and we'll use it in Blackpool as well, because the grand final will be an absolute barnstormer. Our new feature table will be coming in after the break, with chip leader Lee French is going to be on it, and and Dominic Niche, because Dominic must have bought in today, or did he re-enter straight away? I played the turbo. He played the turbo last night, and he's got chips. So just be aware.
Dropped out of uni twice. Was it?
So Lee French, Boz, Dominic Niche and Ali Zini will be entertaining us in the second session.
Yeah, I was doing that.
Up to this level, right?
Yeah.
I need it.
Where's 3,000? Full.
So Andy Hills raising up the 3,000 with King Queen under the gun with the blinds at 1,015.
Full. 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 And full. 3 players.
Three players here. Flop 4-5 Queen.
Check.
And it flopping the best of it.
Back. 4,000.
So he bets to 4,000. And that should be it.
Call.
Oh, we can call. Dan
Heads up.
hits the 4. 80 clubs on the turn. And he's going to barrel.
Back. 18.5.
And you see, full pot size. Dan Cryer in 6. Makes the call. Non-believer. Oh, that's why.
Check.
That's why. This will go check, check. Andy's not falling for it. He's got a queen and he just shows how lucky he got there on the ace-4. The ace on the river. Dan Cryer. Yes, his chip's back.
You are believably lucky, mate. Ace-4.
It's not losing a player, is it?
Too soon, mate, too soon.
You missed it before, you missed it. Run it for a change. Run it for a change.
It's quite exciting having top 10 for the first time this tournament.
Sorry.
It's alright. Never taken a bad hit before.
No.
What a horrible new experience.
Always had it one time, I think, well, three. Very momentarily.
One of the first ones. Rest. 3.5. Heads up.
Heads up to the flop. 10-8, 10-9. Andy involved in the big blind. 6-4-6.
Check. Bet. 3.5. Cool.
Pairs on the turn.
Check.
Andy with the best of it. Sam Miller in C3. Chip leader on the table.
Check.
Checks as well. And we're going to chop it up. If we get a showdown.
Check.
Sam's probably thinking the only way I'm going to win this is if I bet. So he's going to stick in a slight. Is he going to stick in a bet? Are we chopping up? Oh, yes, he says. Wow. Let's chop it up.
Oh, I might mind that.
Sam says, are we chopping? Yes, indeed we are. We'll play the board. Go on then, we'll play the board. Afternoon, Gary. Afternoon, Gary McGaffney. And Jay. Jay's just nipped out for 10. He said he wanted a few throat sweets, so he's just gone to nip out for 10. Went during the break. Didn't Don play $1 million pot in a cash game with Ace King all in pre and lost? Dominic Niche? Yes, I think he did. What did the prize pool end up at? The prize pool is there. Look at that. That is a prize pool. 138,000 up top. £564,300 in the prize pool. That is a prize pool, by the way. And if you get to the final, you're locked up 8.8. This was a few minutes ago because there were 102 players left in. But that prize structure is amazing, and I think it's the first time we've had 100,000 per second on a standard leg of a GUKPT. So that is the way it is. Ryan Ricken on YouTube says, is overnight parking at G Casino Blackpool allow at the GUKPT next month? Yes, it is, if you can get a spot. Not the biggest car park in Blackpool. There are two little areas. But if you do manage to get yourself in there, yes, it is free parking in there. If you want to have a few drinks and walk to the hotel. And if you get there early enough, Ryan, wherever you're parking your car, not sure if there's outside, if there's parking in your hotel, wherever you're staying. But they do use an overflow car park, the South Beach car park, and you normally get a ticket for that, which is complimentary if you can't get into the main car park. Hurricane Higgins, has anyone been to the Regency? And that's the thought on the... That's the Bonington now, isn't it? The Regency is now the Bonington, isn't it? That's where the IPO will be next week. You need to be double vaccinated and the vaccination passport to get into Ireland. You do. You need to be double vaccinated and have the passport thingy on your app to get into Ireland.
That 5,000. Where's 10,000?
10, 10, 7. 3 of diamonds on the turn. Ram in C2. Got his stack up to 68,000. Coles better 10,000 by Dan. And the 9 on the river will mean the tick goes to Dan. And it goes check, check. So we'll just get one more hand in.
Okay guys, after the equipment break, we're going to come back to table 12, same seats as you are, but on table 12, we will move your chips to you. One more hand. One more hand, yeah. Table 12, you can say that, sorry.
See one, yeah, sure.
One more hand. So we'll just get one more hand in, then we're on a 15-minute break. 2:45. Which means we'll be back at 2:45 with a table of Dominic Niche, Boz, Lee French, chip leader, Ali Zini, Tony Ringe.
It's going to be the last hand the level. After this hand, you will be on 15 minutes. First to
So 7 for Ram's going to come in. Everybody will be off if they are not. You want to be in the hand. All folding around to Dan, who's got 10s.
You'll be on a different table next. After come back, yeah, it'll be taken off. Ask Mike which table I didn't hear when he said it. Where's 10,000? Fold. Sorry, 2 folds, not 20, sorry.
So 3-way action on the final hand of the sesh.
Check. Check. Back. 12,000. Folds.
So a better 4K with the 10s on a 995 flop. Ram will call.
Where's Lewis all up?
Oh, in fact, he jams. Can I have a count, please?
Touch those scores for me.
I think Dan calls this.
48.9.
Ram raised to 3,000 pre. Dan 3-bet to 10,000 and Ram called. I think Dan calls this. I think we could end up losing Ram Vaswani here. He does call, he makes it call. I thought he was calling. Ram is up against it. He needs to find runners, or he needs to find a 7. That's not it. We're down to a 7 or we lose Ram. We've lost Ram. Unbelievable techers. Ram Vaswani out the door. We will see you back in 15 minutes with more of the same. This man will return a little bit later. Just comfortability. And we will see you in 15.
To fight, and then in 3 days' time, I was like, "Oh shit!"
I've got to do this.
At the deep end, I went from like not going to the gym for sort of 10 years to going like pretty much every day, and not, you know, he was cooking clean food, and yeah, I mean, I had like 2012. I think in the first 6 months, I ended up losing like 50 pounds or something. So it was a big change and something that I really needed, because it was getting. Just seemed, it was one of those things that I had let it slip so much that it seemed like it was unattainable, and I was never going to do it myself. So I needed to kick up the backside kind of thing. So yeah, that's
awesome. We've got 30 online Triple Crowns. Now,
yeah.
for people out there that don't know what an online Triple Crown is, just tell them how good you actually are. What is the Triple Crown?
It's pretty easy, really. You just have to win three tournaments with a 10k prize pool, and you have to have over 100 people in them.
Yeah.
But in a week, but they have to be all on different sites as well. So that's the harder part. Is, you know, if you're playing every day, you play a lot of tournaments, so you can win 3 tournaments in a week. Not too, you know, it's not too out of the ordinary, but winning 3 on different sites, you know, a lot of time you get the first 2, like PokerStars, you know, pretty easy one to get because you're playing a lot of volume on there, and then you get the first 2, and then it would be really hard to win the third one because you'd only have a couple of options to win the third one. But yeah, once I was kind of, that always inspired me to, because, you know, like week to week the grind can become a bit monotonous. But, you know, say I won 2 tournaments on 2 different sites on the Monday and the Tuesday, I'm like, okay, now I've got 5 days to win. So I was like, okay, I've got to be in every day, otherwise I can't win it. So I like got hooked on winning them, and you know, you don't get any, there's no real other incentive for it, but it was definitely like a something I strived to do, and like I wanted to be the leader. And once I got in the lead, I didn't want anyone catching me, so I kept grinding them hard. But yeah, I always wanted the live one, but it's eluded me so far. I'm 2/3 of the legs through, but yeah, 30 online is not too bad.
We'll get there. 2007 your first online Triple Crown, and 2019 your last. That's incredible consistency over the years. Do you think 30 will ever be matched?
It's like weird because it's like it's much harder these days because you know, like people don't put their screen names out there on some of the sites, and back then there was more sites you could play on. You could play on PokerStars France, Winamax. I mean, now I think you have to have like a European bank account and stuff to play on Winamax. So there was a lot more options. Now now I live in the US, I only really get to play PokerStars and that when I'm in UK or like travel for a series to Canada. So yeah, now it's pretty much impossible for me to do it. And other people are like, it's not as easy with less sites. So who knows? I mean, you know, so what's going on? Yeah, I'm sure someone will beat it one day, but you know, it's fine.
Well, I was gonna say, do you think you'll ever get it back, or all the grinding days, the long nights, the long days, have they just gone now? Is it the last time you were #1 was 2014?
Yeah.
So and you've just more or less said that grinding nowadays like that is just a thing in the past. Is that #1 slot gone forever?
Yeah, I'm sad to say it, but yeah, I don't think I'll ever put in the volume to get it back. Like, I'd have to, you know, like what I'd have to do is like, you know, win one of the huge tournaments where it's like 2 or 3 million for first kind of thing that they have once a year, and then, you know, and then still have the sort of heart to want to get it after that, because you obviously you get a lot of points for that. So you could, you know, if you put the volume in for a couple of months after that, you could theoretically do it. But then, you know, if you just won 2 million, are you really gonna want to play poker every day? But like in my head, if I did that, maybe I would try and get it back then. But yeah, realistically, been there, done that. But yeah.
Being the best in the world is never something bad to be said about anybody, and you've done it on more than one occasion. So it's always in the bank. It's always there. But one of the reasons why you lost the #1 spot is because you went on and won a WPT. Just the LA Poker Classic, 534 runners and just over 1 million. Is it a big relief having a WPT?
Huh?
Was it a big relief at the time getting yourself that WPT?
I mean, it was just a big relief finally winning heads up, to be honest. I was like, oh, you know, Dempsey was always giving me shit for losing heads up. So I was like, if I lose this one, he's going to have a field day. So yeah, it was just nice. And also at the time, I'd actually been on pretty much my biggest ever downswing. I had to get the backing of horses had gone really bad. I'd had to get rid of everyone. I'd actually sort of, even though I'd won all those tournaments before, I'd not been smart with the money, and I had to pretty much start all over again. I was down playing low stakes, $10 rebuys, like the lot online. I still enjoyed doing that anyway, but now I actually needed to like build my bankroll back. So I hadn't really been playing any live poker for sort of a year. I'd just been taking a break and playing online, trying to build back to bread and butter, build sort of my roll back. And I've been in quite a negative place as well. You know, I've been that guy who'd sort of been seeing other people winning and moaning about it and saying, oh, I'm better than them. Why that, you know, just like the guy you don't want to be, really. And I just started working with well, not through choice. Like my wife basically had enough of me being like negative. So she'd sort of put me in contact with this mind coach guy, Stephen Simpson. And he'd worked with a couple of people that I knew, like Liv Barry and a few other people. So I gave him a shot. He actually flew to Vancouver. I was playing online in Vancouver at that time. And he flew to Vancouver on a whim, didn't offer him anything at the time. He just said he wanted to have a meeting. He'd obviously read up about me and knew that, you know, I had good potential as a client and stuff. And I met up with him. I came in pretty like, I just meet the guy, but like, I'm not going to work with him. But I actually got a lot out of it, and met with him a few times, and went on a good online heater, enough that I was comfortable sort of buying into this 10K event and just selling a bit of action to a friend. And yeah, played the live tournament and just ended up winning it. It was surreal. It was crazy. Like, it still feels not real to me now, because I've been in such a sort of bad place, not doing well, and in the space of a couple of months of talking to this guy, it sort of flipped my mindset completely. And I still work with him to this day, you know, like five plus years later, just check in with him once a month or whatever, and really recommend it. Like, but it's so, at the time I was completely against it. I was like, I can sort out my own problems, but really, you know, two heads is better than one, especially someone who knows what they're doing, you know. So yeah, like I came into the final table. The final table was one of those ones. The final table didn't even go to plan. I was chip leader with 4 left, and then I basically threw away a lot of my chips with some dodgy hands. Misread my hand on the final table, one hand where I thought I had a straight. I think the board was like 4, 5, 6, 7 queen. So pretty scary board. And I thought my opponent just had like a queen, so he wouldn't call that big of a bet. And I had Jack 3 of hearts in my eye, so I missed the flush draw on the flop, but I backdoored into like the low end of the straight. So I was in my head, I was like, okay, I don't think the guy's going to call more than like 50% pot here. So I bet 50% of pot on the river, and he's tanked for a couple of minutes and called. I'm like, okay, good, got max value. And I go flip over my hand to show the winning hand, and I actually had Jack 2 of hearts. So I didn't have the straight at all. And so like, obviously, and in my head, you know, if I had known I didn't have the straight, I would have, against this guy, I would have bet a bit bigger, because I didn't think he would call a bigger bet. So yeah, I gone from that. So, you know, that's the swing of being chip leader to being last place. Like, you know, the stacks were that close. And somehow I ended up coming back and won a freeway all in with 3 left, which was just probably my most memorable hand of poker ever. To like get heads up, and then after doing that, I was like, I have to win heads up after, you know, being 1 card away from being eliminated, and this time I have to win, and I did. So it was amazing sort of feeling.
And then 2017, we get the bracelet. We get the bracelet, the 3K6 match.
Finally, yeah.
Just short of 1,000 entries, and it's really weird because the video's been online in the last few days. Can you remember that rail? What's it like having a British rail, man?
Yeah, it was really fun. Yeah, especially because like the last few years, like, you know, the World Series hadn't been that many final tables for British people, and so yeah, it was nice to sort of. I was telling everyone I just want to get a final table so we can have some positive sort of morale and have a British rail and, you know, layer up a few spots. And yeah, and the final table was like one of those dreams that, you know, normally you wake up from and it's like, you know, you realize it was a dream, but like I just ran so hot on the final table. Against the other big stat, the other best player at the table, I had top set in a 3-bet pot against him, and he had top 2 pair, you know, for all the chips. So that basically allowed me to sort of bully the rest of the table. I get heads up with this Brazilian player, good online player, and then he makes a comeback, stalemate. We're playing heads up for like 3.5 hours or something crazy, you know. And I was just like, oh my god, am I ever gonna, you know, win one of these things? And yeah, to finally get over the line was, yeah, it was really, really cool, and just have all your friends there cheering for you. It didn't finish till like 4 in the morning. It was late finish, but we still went out afterwards. Yeah.
When you stood on the back rail and everybody's behind you and you're all looking up at the screen and you're waiting for the final card to come, and then they just mobbed you. Just fabulous.
Yeah, I think I got in trouble for breaking the TV or something. Someone pushed me into it.
Again. Here we are again. Welcome back to Luton. Welcome back to Luton. Let's have a quick. See, you have to put these on nowadays. The body's getting old. The body is getting old. Who did we lose before the break? Let's have a quick scan. We lost. We heard about Ben Windsor. We lost Richard Darvel. We lost Dean Wall. We saw Ram being eliminated. Kanan Fazalayev, Briesh Das, Rich Lazarus, Dean Wall. They were eliminated just before the break. Ram was the last man. In fact, Ram wasn't the last man. Calagero Morelli was also eliminated at the same time as Ram Vaswani. Let's get back into it. The man is taking half an hour, so we'll see him very soon. So if you're watching in the bar and you want half an hour sat at the side of the tower drinking water and tea, come along. How's Dan Gormley getting on? We'll show you the top chip counts very shortly from the break, but we're back at this table. Ari Sarkisic in seat number 2, Tony Ringe in 3, Alizini in 4. Chip leader Lee French is in seat number 5. Boz on his way back in seat number 6. Dominic Niche, who made it through yesterday through the turbo, has got 168,000. Here comes Boz and Ali Sarkisic. Have we got Ari and Ali? Wow. They've got to be brothers. They have to be. Because that's Ali in seat number 2. They can't be brothers. They cannot be brothers. No, not a chance that they're brothers.
Check.
Ali S with the 2s. Ali Zini in seat number 4. Last time we saw Ali Zini in a big event, it was final table, I think it was the seniors in Vegas. I think he came about 7th for about $60,000. So they're the big chip stacks. Lee French, Josh Bolton, Hendrick up to 270, Jack on 260, Masood, Drayton, Sam Miller. Look at these big stacks around the room. Colin Gillen up to 200, and Rennie Share on 190. They are the big stacks from the break. Father and son says Oakers 81. Thank you very much for confirming that. Aria and Ali in seats 2 and 9.
There's 4,000.
Boz with his mighty Leeds United jacket on. So 138,000 up top, 100,000 for second, 60,000 for third, 38.7 for fourth.
Right. 4.5. Sold. Sold.
Is Boz still in the field? Ian Bosley, yes. Boz O'Connor is on our table in seat number 6, but Ian Bosley is still in at this moment in time.
Right. 16,000.
We'll keep you updated with the eliminations from around the room.
Sold.
Can you pay towards a live tournament with the money on your Grosvenor poker account? Yes. Yes, you can. Kerry, how did you do last night? Hope it was good, and we'll see you in the seniors. Ah, well done. Got 5th for £100. Well done, you.
Right. 4.5. Sold.
So Bazzanaria. See a flop a 9-6 deuce. Hiya, Pesky. When is Blackpool? There. Right there. The 27th of October till the 9th of November. Wednesday the 27th is satellite night. Thursday the 30th will begin, and it runs all the way through until the 9th of November. So, Pesky, there it is. If you're coming up, it'd be lovely to see you. And don't forget, now, Sunday the 7th, the final, win Blackpool. You can now fly to Vegas the day after and play the main event. Plenty going on in Blackpool, a full, massive schedule that is there. Play Blackpool, win it, jet off to Vegas, play the main event, win it.
5,000.
Sarah's coming back.
Thank you. Fold.
With about 140,000 by the looks of that as well.
Where's 20,000? Yeah.
Tony Ringe folding the ace-9 to Dominic's bet. Eliminations since the break. Couple of them. Isaac has just been eliminated. Who was on our featured table? He has gone. The first person eliminated this session was our C1 player, Isaac.
4.5.
I don't think you've ever seen Lee Silent Smile since 1998. Great player though, Lee French, and he's got a lot of chips. Him and Terry Jordan were battling this morning. He got all of Terry's chips. King, Queen, 7. And unbeknown to us what Lee's holdings are, bets 5,000. King Jack. So both hit top pair. Ace clubs on the turn. Is Lee going to rep it and fire again? No, he decides to check, so he goes check, check. And the river's a 3.
Check.
Back over to Lee. And he comes in for a small rally bet on the river. Not being the aggressor in the hand, Sebastian, in C number 8. But he flicks in the call, and Lee will take the hand as the jack plays. Adds in more chips. Day 2. Started the day with 148 and we were down to 95 at the start of level number 3. Any eliminations on the hour tables, we'll let you know as soon as we get it. The dealer's from Newcastle. Yes, he is. Michael Crass, now a freelance dealer that does the tour. Travels around with the team. Not able to get overseas at the moment. So doing a wonderful job on the GUKPT circuit. Don't know how the chips went in for Lee and Terry and how many hands it took Lee to get them all, but apparently he got the lot. Yeah, he did leave himself a little bit short, didn't he, Sebastian? Sebastian's got 31,000. Leaving himself 15 bigs. Lee and a healthy 250 big blinds. Massive stack of 500,000. So we don't want any bad news now regarding the Towers treble. It's on, it's up and running, it's 3 o'clock, it's off. Just good news, thank you very much. And good luck us. Five to Dominic Niche. Just calls. Sebastian's looking down at 15 bigs. Going to raise it up.
6.5.
Raises to 6.5. Sarah in the big. With Queen 7 won't be calling. Dominic puts him to the sword, but Sebastian calls and gets the good news. Jacks against 5s. The old Motown. Oh, they both flop it. Jack 5 ace. We need the 1 outer. Are we going to see quad 5s twice in a week? Yeah. Oh. The Jacks double up. Wowzers. Towers treble was Huddersfield Town, Reading and Swindon. 9-1 treble on Grosvenor Sport. And then we added Sheffield Wednesday for a 22-1 ACCA. That was the treble. Good luck. We all punted on it. Well, all of us that are mad. Got on it. And we now wait the good news. The bounty is the side event tonight. If you fancy getting involved, starts at 6. £170 in. Every time you knock somebody out, you get £50. And the other 100 goes into the prize pool. There'll be plenty of runners for that, making it a busy card room again. But it starts at 6. The bounty. Plenty of spaces there will be to get in. It's on a 30-minute clock for the first 6 levels, and then 20 minutes duration throughout until we crown a winner. 6 o'clock, the bounty. And tomorrow's side events, the seniors is on at 1 o'clock. You need to be 50 or over to play the seniors. And then the GUKPT 200 is a 30-minute clock. Starts at 4 for the final side event. And the final event of the GUKPT, the very, very, very successful GUKPT, let me tell you.
Plugged into the table. Switched off the shield. Pretty good place to chew in. Oh, freezing.
Chip leader looks down and sees the boots.
4.5. There's 13.5. Full. Full. Full.
Boz picking the wrong time to 3-bet. Picking the wrong time to 3-bet is Boz. As we look down and scrolling along the bottom is the prize pool. 513 entries. Do we 4-bet or do we just call? No, we are going to 4-bet.
There's 32,004.
And that is the end of the hand.
Take one more strike, goes back. Yes. One for you and
So we lost Isaac Elaj. Asif Ilyas has just been eliminated. Jez Keller has been eliminated. Sven McDermott has gone. The young Irish lad. Sven McDermott has been eliminated. Alexios Zervos has also been eliminated. And Coventry champion Steve Jelinek. He is out of the door as well. Steve Jelinek, who's played every event this year.
4,000.
Got the GUKPT title in Coventry, but has been eliminated on day 2 here in Luton. So all the prize pool going across the bottom. Nice touch. If you get in the money, the bubble will be 48. The min cash is a whopping 2,540 for 48th. Whopper of a prize pool. Oh, Jason Shellham's coming in with the good news. Good stuff. Keep it going. A7 2, our latest flop, 2 clubs. First bet's going to win. 3.5. Nah, Lee might call this. No. He gets out of the way. Huddersfield Town winning 1-0 apparently. Off to a flyer on the Towers treble. We should do an half-time treble, because they always seem to be winning at half-time.
That's 7,000. Full.
Ace King for Dom raises to 7,000. Folding round in turn.
And full.
Blackpool next, GUKPT. Then the grand final in London. And if you fancy a trip over the sea, the team from Cardroom Direct will be over in Dublin next week for the IPO. We'll be going over on Thursday. And enjoying seeing Nick and the team, Nick, Glenn and all the team for the first IPO since restrictions lifted in Ireland. Blinds 1,000, 2,000. Big blind ante, as always. So Ace King for Ali in seat number 9. Not knowing Dominic's holdings in seat number 7. 10-8 queen is the flop. Checked queen of hearts on the turn. There we go. Just puts the cards in the box. Hopefully they will register. It goes check, check. And a 10 pairs the board twice on the river. And it goes check, check again. And into the muck as Alec takes the hand with the ace high. Gordon Nebb says, do we think there'll be a CAF Cup next year in Blackpool? I hope so. I hope so. I thought about doing it. I thought about they might have said there's going to be one like the week before Christmas, but I'm guessing the casino will be busy with live music and stuff themselves anyway. But not not been announced yet whether they make an announcement. I know Rick Gilbert gets involved quite a lot with the build-up of it all and getting everybody involved, whether Rick's watching or not. I don't know if there's been talks of doing the CAF Cup in Blackpool. If you've never been to a CAF Cup, basically it's the Joker's Wild on steroids, because it's a full Blackpool card room and a lot of singing, a lot of dancing, a lot of music, and making money for charity as well, which is what it's all about. Very good friend Derek Kavanagh passing away 2 or 3 years ago, and they've had a CAF Cup ever since. If it is lagging, we do apologise. We do have severe internet issues here in Luton. Exactly the same time as yesterday. Wow. PK has just confirmed it's exactly the same time as yesterday, which is bizarre. So apologies about that. Hopefully when it does come back normal, as yesterday, seemed after the dinner break, it just carried on properly all the time. Bizarre how it happens at the same time. It's like somebody clicks a switch somewhere saying, "Hi, you're not having internet today." But yeah, if there is any news regarding CAF Cup, we'll let you know.
You're playing bunch of rocks around here. Come on, open up.
Midnight Poker, was it? Malcolm the Rock Carl, wasn't it? Malcolm the Rock Carl.
Yeah, well, I got confirmation that the droppage is happening at a rate faster than Usain Bolt running 50 metres. Oi, oi, Silver Sock. Huddersfield Town and Sheffield Wednesday both 1 up. Hurricane Higgins says, can you watch the US Grand National? What's the US Grand National? What's the US Grand National? Yeah, it is for the whole. Since we started doing videos and live streaming here in Luton, it's always been a bit of a problem. Ace 10 ace is the flop. Seb in seat number 8 bets 4.5. Ali's got the jacks, so he'll come in for a call. 5 of spades on the turn. Goes check, check. And the river brings us 6. This could easily go check, check, which he does. Ali shows the hooks and gets the check mark.
Was it nice? Your boy?
Cheese make it better, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Certainly.
Dominic Niche not folding the Jack 10 in the cut-off. Makes it 7. Shouldn't be calling with ace deuce. And all folding round. And Dominic takes the hand. Lee, big chip leader, 521,000 Aria on 156. I don't think anybody's anywhere close to Lee French in the entire room. And these people aren't, because they've just been eliminated. We said Steve Jelinek was out. Ewan McNicholas is now out. Paul Romain has been eliminated as well. And Tan Lee. Last couple of minutes, we've just lost Vidas Seriunas, David Anderson, to leave us with 87. 48 getting the money. Dominic 3 bets Boz with ace king. So Silver Sock has backed 2 out of 4 so far. Nice steady table for us here in Luton. 86 players left, 48 get the money. The ticker will roll across every now and again, but 48 are getting the money. All spades, Jack 5-4. One bet from Boz is a winner. So chip leader Lee French is chip leader in the entire room. Over 500,000. The only stack over. We update to his stacks at every break on who is doing what around the room and the eliminations. And obviously when we get close to the bubble, which is plenty of few hours away yet, we will let you know what is happening. Because 48 get the money, so we need to lose another half the field. We're on 86 at the minute, so it's plenty of time. But the guys will be out there. If it's on the outer tables, we'll be showing you what happens for the money bubble, because it's a chunky one. 2,500 locked up for the money bubble. Ace, Queen, Jack is the flop. 2,000, but Alizini has only got 39 in his defending the big. But that will be it. Don't want to see a flop like that with 8-6 in hand.
Other tables they can watch.
I think they don't want to see the initial table with everyone.
Then they learn what they done before.
Yeah. I don't mind, I was just letting her know.
No.
I wasn't playing. It's okay.
No, they're not playing Paris. I only started playing when I was living in the UK.
So if we are having slight connection problems, do apologise. Internet in Luton. But we'll carry on regardless. Sarah coming to the table. A French ambassador for PUM Poker. Tony Ringe not getting involved so far with 128,000. We're going to see Gerald this year. So Gerald, his brother, has a bracelet. I think it was 5k stud was his bracelet. We have an all-in for the short stack Alizini with the legits, but doesn't get any action.